wondered how real people use Pinterest? And I'm not saying that you and I aren't real people. I'm just saying that we're marketers and we definitely don't use Pinterest in the same way, on our business accounts at least, that real people are using Pinterest. I wanted to kind of walk you through how real everyday people are using this platform so you can get a better idea of how you should position yourself in order to attract those people. So today's video is going to be more informational and less action-based, because I just want to showcase and show you how a real person is using the platform. I'm going to give you some examples. I have gathered examples of people and profiles and how they're collecting information, but I also have kind of detailed in slide format exactly what this process looks like, and I'm going to walk you through it today. So without further ado, let's hop into that and I'll see you on the other side. There are 3 really big ways that Pinterest pinners are using the platform. That's to search, save, and shop. In the past, I've called it to do, buy, and try. That is still very much a real thing that pinners are doing. But today I want to walk you through how pinners are using the platform. That way you can learn how to connect with them. Now, Pinterest is a visual search and discovery platform. People are coming to Pinterest to get inspired, to find solutions to their everyday problems, to discover new products that they might want to use in their homes, to look for recipes, to plan weddings, all sorts of things. Now there's a little slide, I don't know if you can see it, it's coming up, that I talk about Pinterest Moments. This is a resource that I have gotten from Pinterest over the years, and I've taught on that resource a lot over the years, and we're going to cover it today, and that's Pinterest Moments. But before we get to the moments on Pinterest, let's talk about the things pinners are doing. So as Pinterest pinners are navigating Pinterest, they're searching for things. So this is where I've taught you over the years, if you've watched this channel, how to find your keywords and how to use them. So they are looking for things like decorating a nursery. They are then saving those pins to their boards to then come back to later or shop on right then. They are also just amassing different ideas that might be inspirational, that might bring them joy. I have boards on some of my profiles that are quite literally just quotes that are inspirational. And I have a little widget on the home screen of my phone that just feeds in from a Pinterest board, and it refreshes once an hour. And these are just quotes from Pinterest. They're inspirational. They bring me joy. They bring me reminders throughout my day, and these are select reminders that follow the values that I have. Pinners are doing the same exact thing. Now, the last thing that they're doing, obviously, is shopping. Pinners are shopping, and they're shopping on Pinterest a lot more than you might imagine. Visualizing their futures. That is what pinners are doing. Quite literally, they are visualizing their futures. They are bringing their future thoughts, their future dreams of decor or their home or their kids or whatever into a visual way, almost like a mood board, but on Pinterest. And they are organizing those things into different little subsets. Now, they are busy planning their lives, but they don't always know what they are looking for. And that is something that's really beautiful about Pinterest. As you are doom scrolling a Facebook app or an Instagram app or Threads or Twitter, as you're doom scrolling those, you probably don't even know what you're looking for there either. You're just kind of waiting for it to hit you. Well, the same thing happens on Pinterest. Pinners will get on Pinterest. They will open up their mobile app, they'll open up their computer, and they'll be scrolling through their home feed or browsing through different areas of the platform, and something will catch their eye. And it might not even be something that is showcased in your pin, but something that's maybe in the background of your pin or one thing inside your pin that brings them inspiration. So while they don't always know what they're looking for, they will know it when they see it. So if someone is, for example, scrolling Pinterest looking for cute pink and white nursery ideas, this is something I did once upon a time with both my girls. I didn't know what I wanted a nursery to look like. And if they're kind of still in that inspiration phase where they're collecting, but they're not really ready to purchase and convert, that is kind of what they're going to be gathering together, is really cute, beautiful images with, collage walls and cute decor that hangs from the ceiling, and those cute pink rocking chairs that you're probably not going to sit in while you're nursing your baby because you're a zombie and you're sleeping in your own bed and your kid's on top of you. Okay, so let's talk about Pinterest moments and planning on Pinterest and how pinners are using these moments. Now, I've taught these moments for years inside of workshops and in, webinars and masterclasses. I've gone over this slide. You may have seen it if you've ever been in one of my workshops. I think that this is important, how we bucket together the different moments that pinners are putting themselves into as they are on the platform. And you can use these planning moments in your own marketing strategy to meet your planner or your pinners where they're planning. So one of these is seasonal. These are things like holidays and culture events or religious events. So think about, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, all those big moments in those areas. And then alongside that are traditional moments. So these might be more personal or meaningful milestones or once in a lifetime. They may even be once a year. These are things like a graduation, new babies, retirement. Generally speaking, these are really meaningful to the pinner, and they are probably going to take a lot of time in making decisions when it comes to this particular bucket. Life moments, these are personal celebrations. They are events that a lot of brands can actually capture because they are things like weddings and baby showers and vacations and birthdays. You can see this if you're a brand watching this or if you're a personal brand, how you can capture life moments on the platform and embed it into your own content. Lastly is unique moments. These are things, I don't know why these are called unique. I don't even remember how long ago it was that I got this kind of planning moments on Pinterest slide, where this even came from. I don't know why unique moments are called unique. They should just be called everyday, but these typically happen in everyday life. People are always looking for new ideas around date nights, family movie nights, dinner parties, sleepovers, things that they're doing in their general everyday lives. But unique moments could also probably encompass those daily things that are happening, like meal planning and looking for things for their kids to do, kids activities and things like that. So I want you to be thinking about how you can kind of bucket these planning moments into your own content and you can reach your pinners. Now, the next little slide here is the explore to shopping pipeline. So as we are exploring on Pinterest, we're going to kind of we're going to take this little bit of a journey, and we may take some detours along the way. So as we begin to explore, we might be looking to get inspired, or we may be inspired on new projects or new clothes or art or quotes or makeup routines that we could potentially try out for ourselves or our kids or our spouses, vacations that we might take. So this is very much that beginning part of the customer journey where they've not made a decision and they have not, most definitely not gone to their car and gotten their credit card out of their wallet just yet. However, on that kind of journey all the way over to shopping, they may begin to plan these things that have inspired them. So they may begin planning a new wardrobe or moving into a new house or remodeling projects around their home or buying a new home or decorating that home or dinners they want to plan or baby showers they want to put on. That is the planning phase. So they've moved out of inspire into planning, and they are now collecting ideas that they want to implement in their lives, and they're saving these things to boards to come back to later. They will revisit these things. If it is important enough or inspiring enough for them to save it to a board, they are likely going to come back and visit it again later. Now, the next little stop on this journey to shopping is learning. So after they've planned, they're going to begin maybe learning the new thing that they want to do. Now, learning is kind of a bucket that sounds like you're learning a new skill, and a lot of these are new skills that they might be wanting to learn, but it also might just be new resources that they need to actually implement in order to do the thing that they need to do, that they planned. So in this bucket, I put like organizing or finances or cooking, cleaning, building, repairing, business, marketing, design. These are all those different things within that learn category that they may need to do. So as we explore, we're going to get inspired. We're going to start planning. We're going to start learning which options we actually want to take. This is actually called the consideration phase of the purchasing journey. So while we're planning, we then move into consideration where we decide which options are actually best for us. We found 5 different options, which out of the 5 are actually going to be the best solution. But learning could also be learning that new thing that we need to actually do. So if we want to remodel our house, we might need to learn how to lay granite countertops. But it also could just be learning which option is best for you. So then distinguishing out of the consideration phase what you're actually going to pick, and then you can begin the shopping phase or that final phase, which is usually purchase. Okay, let's actually talk about some profiles I found. So I found a few different profiles on Pinterest. I have 2 random profiles. I have a couple examples from my own teenager's she's Gen Z profile, how she's using the platform. I'm going to show you my own Pinterest profile. And then I found a dude. The dude just happened to work for me at one point. So I'm going to show you some of his profile. He has no idea I'm doing this either. I didn't ask his permission. But I also didn't provide a link for you to go and stalk him either. Okay, so this is Jessica. I don't know Jessica, but we're going to go look at her profile together. So I'm going to click over there, and we are going to just take a peek quickly at Jessica's profile. Now, Jessica has amassed a ton of pins, and she's been pinning in the last even 6 hours. So she's very active. She's pinning everything from birthday parties to food to eat for her baby. So chickpea baby food puree, hello. Healthy mom alert. She is pinning things around health and decorating her kids' rooms. She's planning parties and little boys' rooms. These are so cute. She actually has a similar vibe to what I want in my life. She has planned dollhouse decor and traveling with her children. She even has a nursery, and I showed you a bunch of nursery examples in those slides, remember? So you can kind of see how she's putting together all of her ideas. Now, if we look in her All Pins tab and we just scroll through here, you can see that she is pinning a lot of images that have no text overlay on them. And she's pinning images of all shapes and sizes, not just tall pins, according to Pinterest best practices. But as you scroll through, you will notice she's also pinning very traditional Pinterest style pins with text overlays. And as you go through, you might notice some videos. I didn't notice any videos the first time, but she is looking for things that are really going to fit her vibe, that do something for her and her family, that make their lives easier, healthier, and more aesthetic. So Jessica is very much a normal, average Pinterest user, and she really does have a ton of content on her profile. Her and I actually have a very similar travel style, as I love 30A. It's one of my favorite places in all of Florida. Okay, moving on, I want to show you Jen. Jen is also a very average Pinterest user. She has a much smaller following. It seems as though her account might be fairly new. Now, I don't know if you noticed Jessica, but Jessica had like 9,000 followers. She has even more followers than I do. Now, Jen is also pinning very actively. She's got 45,000 pins on this profile, and she's pinning anything from teaching. It looks like she could be a teacher or maybe a homeschool mom. I'm leaning more towards homeschooling mom. She's pinning and planning outfits and hairstyles, although she does have classroom decorations, so she might be a teacher. She's planning wedding dresses and Christmas decor and glassware. That's new. I haven't actually seen anything like that. Gardening and architecture, so much like Jessica, she's also planning for her home and what she wants to put inside of it. She's got organization ideas. So remember, this little map of inspire, plan, learn, explore to shopping. Remember, explore to shopping pipeline. A lot of these are inspiration. You can see this board is literally called inspiration. But she also has some things on here that are learning. So before and after for gardening and patios, you could fit that into learning. You could also fit these wedding details into the planning section. So planning weddings and planning living room decor. Children's books, these are books that could be planned for her classroom, or maybe books that she's planning on buying for her own kids. And as you kind of go through, you will see a spattering of things that have to do with kids, but also, about herself and for herself. I am not going to show you the profile link for my Gen Z kiddo because it is a teen profile and I can't even get to it anyways. It's private. But a couple of boards that she has. So I'm going to show you these on the slide and I'm going to kind of explain her thought process. So I set my kiddo up with a teen account. No one can follow her. She can't, do anything on there other than just amass pins. She's got about 17 or 18 boards, and these two stuck out to me. And when I was looking at her profile, she was very curious as to what I was doing and why I was doing it on her tablet. She was worried I was going to mess up her feed, I think. So her board, aesthetic outfits, nails, and shoes. Now, the way that some of the younger Gen Z audience is using Pinterest, and these kids are, my kiddo she was born in 2010, so she's on the later end of Gen Z. She's one of the youngest, and she doesn't have her own money yet. So how she's using this platform is to amass things on wish lists that she then sends to her mom and dad, me and her dad. She sends these to her grandparents, and she sends these to her friends. So anytime there's anything going on that she wants a gift, she's curating on Pinterest these ideas. She starts first on Pinterest. She will then use my tablet and get on Amazon sometimes and put together Amazon wish lists with items that she's found on Pinterest. She will send those wish lists to her family and friends, and they will buy things for her from that. Now, the other way that she's using this is amassing just inspiration for later on. So as we are thinking about planning, that planning bucket, she's also using it for inspiration for Halloween. So she has, for me and besties, she has a board all about Halloween costume ideas. Things that her and her friends can dress up for Halloween. Now, we love Halloween in our family. We go to a really cool neighborhood that is massive, and we trick-or-treat for probably 3 hours. And we all dress up, the entire family. So this is very on brand for us. And she always takes a friend trick-or-treating with her, and they usually do a combo outfit. So she is getting inspired, but she is also planning for Halloween. Now, because she has no money, these things require me to purchase. So this is very much brand awareness for brands. Brands could put this content on the platform. They could impress upon these people that may not have money or may be looking to ask for gifts from other people using a brand awareness technique or brand awareness marketing, top of funnel marketing, to reach these users. Now let's talk about the man. His name's Christian. He used to be on my team, and then he moved on and got a different job. He's using Pinterest to look for jewelry ideas and to get inspired with cabin ideas, which I'm 100% on board for. He's looking for vintage hats that he might be able to get. He is a hat guy. He's also looking at what's considered outlanding. I call it overlanding myself. We do some overlanding in my family. But he's like collecting overlanding vehicle ideas. This Volkswagen is really cool. I'm digging it. He's also a glasses wearer, so of course he's collecting different glasses styles that he could potentially purchase, as well as sneakers. Now, all of those are kind of planning ideas, right? The anime art inspo is very much inspiration for things he can do the next time he sits down and creates artwork. Now, I told you I would show you my own profile. I'm going to show you my original Pinterest profile. Now, this profile is the very first one that I set up on the platform, and it was the one that I got when I was invited via beta. So I have a lot of content on here. I've deleted a lot of content over the years too, because I'm down to 22,000 pins. I've deleted so many boards and so many pins. My kiddo, before I created an account for her, actually started using this for herself, and you can see a couple of her secret boards. She was creating, outfit inspiration and Minecraft builds that she could do. But when you scroll on down, you can see that I have created things that are very much a vibe for myself. I used to be a mom blogger, but before that I would put things on there about parenting. But this is very much inspiration and what our shower ended up looking like after we recently remodeled it last summer and into this winter. It looks very similar to this. So this is what I did. I started collecting ideas on Pinterest of vanities I liked and tiles I liked. I really liked this vertical tile. We did this in our kids' bathroom. And I put all these pieces together and I started to visualize what our bathroom might look like when we were done with it. And I would share this with my husband to kind of get a temperature check along the way. Now, another way is just Southwest style decor. I was looking for things like rugs and couches and a mixture of like textures and different things that I could layer into the home. I have collected so many plants over the years. You guys have no idea. So those are two kind of inspiration style boards. But then over the years, I've done a lot of cooking. Every recipe on my Pinterest profile, I've cooked it on this Pinterest profile. This is the original board I created on this entire profile. It was recipes, and I have cooked everything on it. And over the years, I've collected, women's fashion and finance tips, resources and things for when my kiddo first started kindergarten and I needed to buy her a lunchbox. So you can kind of see how I was using my own Pinterest profile when I first got started as well. Now you might be wondering where we go from here. What do we do with this information? Heather, I see what you're talking about when it comes to how real people use Pinterest, but what do I do with it? I want you to start thinking about how you can position your content better to meet your audience on the platform. You saw examples of how real people are using the platform. That gets you into their mindset, into their frame of mind of what they are looking for and how they're collecting it. Are they looking for inspiration so they can later purchase something, or are they actually looking for things to buy? I know I walk you guys through in a lot of tutorials here on the channel exactly how to position your content, how you find keywords, how you use them, how you use Pinterest trends, how you run ads, how you set up and optimize your profile. I've talked about all of these things and more. But when it comes to connecting with your audience on Pinterest, we do have to do a little bit of digging from time to time and thinking about our ideal audience so we can meet them where they are at. So knowing about these moments, knowing about the kind of exploration to shopping timeline can help you to better understand where you can fit into this entire model. Are you doing Pinterest for brand awareness? Are you doing it for traffic and conversions? Are you only looking to use this platform to run advertising on? The choice and the goal for this platform for your business is completely and entirely up to you. But how you meet and connect with your pinners matters. And it matters because you want to follow best practices that Pinterest is giving you, but you also want to connect with the people on the platform. But if you're not following best practices, if you're not showing up here regularly, if you are just posting and ghosting, which is completely fair, I don't know, you might not connect with the right people. If you're not positioning your content in a way that makes it easy for people to find you, they may never find you. So I hope this video provided some inspiration and some insights. If you're looking for next steps of where to go from here and you haven't watched the 4 steps to create a Pinterest strategy video or any of my other Pinterest marketing tutorials, head on over here and maybe give those a try.